Hey there, I'm Sam with Tennis Express. Alex, thanks for joining us. We're talking about another tennis racket today. Today, it's the Wilson Clash V3. We're talking about the 100 and the 100 Pro. Alex just got off the practice court. What are your first thoughts?
As always, the Clash is just a super fun racket to get out there and hit hard with. I thought that, with the version 3, you still get the really good comfort, power, and feel that the old Clashes have.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I think for me, it was exciting to see kind of the tweak that they made with the 100 Pro. So let's focus in on that one for just a second. Down from 10.9 ounces to 10.8. Just a 10th difference there, still with the 16 by 20 pattern. It's a little more accessible, I think, than the previous one. From the back of the court, the 100 Pro was my favorite of all the Clashes. I got locked in pretty quickly. I do think that 16 by 20 makes the string bed play a little more consistent for me. So if you are somebody that takes big cuts and maybe you're finding yourself missing some shots or they're getting away from you, that 16-20 pattern on the Clash 100 Pro can really be a good adjustment for you. Alex, be specific with me about the Clash 100 Pro version.
So with the Pro, I think you are right. It does kind of dial it in a little bit compared to the regular 100 with that little bit more dense string pattern, a little bit heavier. It does lean better control oriented than the regular 100. I think that it is a good racket for someone who is a little more advanced and wants to maybe step up from a Clash 100. And it's still a very, very easy racket to use, even though it has that Pro model attached to it.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So for a quick spec check on the Clash 100 Pro, 16 by 20 string pattern, slightly reduced weight down to 10.8 ounces, 100 square inch head, that 24 millimeter beam. This racket flexes just like its predecessor, so it's very comfortable. For the Clash 100 V3, a 100 square inch head, 10.4 ounce unstrung weight, very light, very fast, 24 millimeter beam, and just as flexible as its predecessor.
So with the regular Clash 100, I personally had a lot more fun with this one. I think that with that open pattern, it's a little bit lighter. It's really fun just to take big rips with. The ball seems to want to stay in the court no matter how hard you hit it. You still, like you were saying, you can still feel when you hit out of the sweet spot, but it's not gonna, torque your wrist or make the racket fly to your hand or anything. It's a very, very stable racket, even though it is so flexible.
Who's your ideal candidate for the Clash 100?
Beginner moving up to intermediate, like I said, it's a super fun racket to play with. It's still very, very easy to use. And the main thing with this racket is it is gonna build so much confidence and just belief in yourself, because it's a very easy racket to use. You can hit the ball really, really hard, swing really fast, and the ball will just naturally want to stay in the court. So it's a really good racket for developing fundamentals, learning how to hit bigger, and really getting to that higher level.
Really great stuff. Yeah, so Wilson Clash V3, I think the key words for me, confidence and fun. And that's really all you can ask for when you pick up a racket. Alex, thanks so much for joining us on the Clash
Absolutely.
V3 review. We look forward to hearing from you again soon. All right, we're back. We're reviewing the Wilson Clash 100 and 100 Pro, the V3 version for 2025. I've got Deja here. Deja, you just got off the court. What are your initial thoughts here on Clash V3?
Yeah, so actually I love it. I love Wilson, and a Clash is going to always be a Clash. I think this one reminds me of it takes me back to when the Clashes first came out. But I really, really enjoyed playing with the 100 Pro. And just a little bit about me personally, I play with a lot of topspin. I've been playing for years. I played in college. I even, in the past, had some tennis elbow issues. So this felt really, really good.
Yeah, Clash is one of the best rackets on the market, maybe the best racket for anybody that's had some tendonitis or some tennis elbow. It's that dark word that you don't want to mention around tennis players, like knock on wood or something. But I was really interested to hear your thoughts, as someone that has had some elbow trouble.
Yeah.
And I thought it interesting that you had a lot more success, I think, with the 100 Pro, which is a little heavier than normally you play with. Is that right?
So yeah, that even shocked me a little bit. But I think I found a good rhythm with it. It was really going with my swing. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel any heaviness, even though, yeah, it does weigh a little bit more, but it was super comfortable.
Awesome. So a lot of the time, you know, you get in that groove, and I think the best thing you can say about a racket is when you don't think about it.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of letting the ball fly. You're not, you know, you're not in your own head thinking about it. And I think that was the case here with you with the 100 Pro. With the 100 Pro, they did bring the weight down just 1/10 of an ounce, but it's still, I think, a little easier to play than the previous version.
Yeah, for sure.
So great stuff, Deja. Who do you recommend? Like, who do you think is the best candidate for, let's start with the lighter one, just the Clash 100.
Yeah, I would definitely say if you're starting off, this is a really good racket. You know, whether you're male, female, but if you're gonna be playing a lot of tennis, I think this is a great one to start with.
Awesome. What about Clash 100 Pro? Maybe a little more advanced, or what are your thoughts there?
I would say maybe a little bit more advanced. If you have a little bit more experience and control with, you know, getting your shots where you really want them in the court, this is a good one for you too.
Awesome. Deja, great stuff. Thanks for helping us out on this play test. Thanks for checking out our Wilson Clash V3 racket review. You can check them out at tennisexpress.com, and don't forget to check out our demo program where you can find the best racket for your game.